Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, the final race here on this Sunday evening as you head over to Monday morning in the United States, but Monday afternoon here in Australia. Good evening, race fans. The Wings Only Racing League, presented by Green to Checker Racing, the 360 Winged Sprint Car Series here from Lanier National Speedway. Brett Wheeler with you for the call on tonight's Stephen and Chris. They are both headed to bed early on, so we'd give them a break. And well, we have qualifying done and dusted. As let's take a look at those qualifying results up on screen. Devon Butts goes quick time tonight with an 11.988. Second quick went to Brandon Steele. Robert Satterfield rounded up the top three. Then you go back to Brody Simble, Lance Christie, rounding out your top five. Brad O'Brien, Clayton Tilley, Wyatt Brown, Dakota Dillon, and Nicholas Brooks. Just the two heat races on the program, as we had 21 drivers take a lap time here at Lanier National Speedway. And let's take a look right now at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid for heat race number one. Here are the Wings Only Racing 360 Sprint Car season finale. Clayton Tilley going to start on pole. Alongside him, that'll be the 42L of Lance Christie out of position number 2. Robert Satterfield going to start out of position number 3, and Devon Butts will roll off out of position number 4. Third row, position 5, that'll be Dakota Dillon, and out of position number 6, that'll be Daniel Thorson. Mason Hannigan will roll off out of position 7. Tyler Matheny out of position number 8. Alan Gates out of position number 9, and Caleb Nickel lines up out of position number 10. And then we go back to Cameron Grant, who will start position number 11 in heat race number 1. So folks, we get set here for heat race number 1 here at Lanier National Speedway, as the first of 2 heat races on the program for tonight. It's Clayton Tilley leading out of turn number 4 this time by the complete lap number 2. We go back to Robert Satterfield in second. Devon Butts rounds out the top 3. And you're looking at the 8 of Daniel Thorson back there in position 4, Dakota Dillon. And Mason Hannigan, Tyler Matheny going to battle it out side by side. That'll be for positions number 6 and 7. And again, all drivers going to make the show in tonight's A-main event. It'll be contested over 30 laps. And again, this will line up the inside row of that feature race starting grid. Robert Satterfield closing in on the race leader of Clayton Tilley in the number 51 machine. Tilley going to continue to lead from Satterfield, Butts, and now Thorson under heavy pressure right now. As it stands, Tilley right on the top side in the marbles. Satterfield again looking to close the gap, and not surprised to see it this high up, considering that how tacky and how juiced up this racetrack is. Satterfield, Butts, and Thorson, Dakota Dillon, and now Mason Hannigan. Hannigan moves into position number 5. Alan Gates trying something on Dillon, as now here comes Dillon Slide job down into turn 3. A big time move as they make their way into turn number 1 and 2 as your leaders down the back straight away into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Satterfield going to stay low, but no. Tilly going to win heat race number 1. Second to go to Robert Satterfield. Home in third is going to be Devon Butts. Fourth is going to be Daniel Thorson. And rounding out your top 5 here in heat race number 1 is going to be Mason Hannigan. Dakota Dillon comes home in position number 6 as we're going to take a look at heat race number 1 results right now. Tilly, Satterfield, Butts, Thorson. And Hannigan your top 5, Dakota Dillon. In 6, Gates, Matheny, Nickel, Grant, and Christie. Heat race number 1, heat number 2 up next. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid with Wyatt Brown and Brad O'Brien on row 1, Brody Sim, Brandon Steele, row 2, Nicholas Brooks, Evan Harvey, row 3. Row 4, Jeffrey Herrick and Devin Patterson. Row 5 will be Josh Flood and Anthony Woodhull. That is heat race number 2 with your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. And again, going to be contested over 10 laps in distance. So heat 1 is complete. Heat 2 on the racetrack right now. Again, this is going to determine the outside row in tonight's starting grid feature event. Again, this is the season finale for the Wings Only Racing 360 Wings Sprint Cars presented by Green to Checker. And we are 1 lap in as Brody Sim looking down low on Wyatt Brown. Brown just above the slick hill, sliding up to the concrete wall out of turn number 2. And here comes the 77 of Brad O'Brien. You won't miss that big green machine. And it has now moved into second position. Brandon Steele, who's already picked up a feature win this season. I believe it was at the dirt track at Charlotte. But here comes the Aussie in the 77 of Brad O'Brien. O'Brien to the top side in turns number 1. He'll cut it down to the middle of the racetrack out of turn number 2. Here comes a slide job. No, he opts to try and stay down low, but he won't reach any further than second position right now because Brandon Steele in the steelcycle.com number 5 machine. Upstairs into turns 3 and 4, halfway home, 5 down and 5 to run in tonight's final heat race of the season. It's been a wonderful season with the Wings Only Racing and Green to Check and Racing, alternating between 360s and 410 wing sprint cars on a weekly basis. And we have seen some fantastic racing, and we're not too far away from the final 30-lap A main event. Locking up as Brody Sim working down to the bottom side into turn number 1 and 2. Will take third momentarily, but Brandon Steele, he'll now shut the door going down into turns 3 and 4. The right rear just got in the slick just a little bit. As now Steele going to block the line. Sim will go upstairs, a lap and a half to run. Your leader is Wyatt Brown, and he is just checked out at the moment. And that number 2 machine is hauling right now. Into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat race number 2 is complete. That is the final heat race of the Wings Only Racing in 360 Sprint Car Series and 410 Series presented by Green to Checker Racing. We're going to bring those heat race number 2 results up for you in just a few moments' time. We've got a warm-up session to come up now. So heats 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be skipped. Technically, the C main and B main is going to be skipped as well. But there is those results on screen right now. Wyatt Brown, your winner in the final heat race of the season. Brad O'Brien, second. Brandon Steele, Brody Sim, third and fourth. Nicholas Brooks rounds out the top 5. Devin Patterson, Anthony Woodhull, Evan Harvey, Josh Flood, and Jeffrey Herrick, the 10 cars. They're in heat race number 2. We'll take a quick break and come back on the other side of this. Now watching. Wings Only Racing 360 Sprint Car Series presented by Green Checker Racing. 360s 1 week, 410s the next. The season finale here at Lanier National Speedway. We'll play the national anthem and come back with a couple of more ad breaks after this and be back with your 30 lap A main event.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to Ultimate Dirt TV's coverage of the season finale of the Wings Only Racing presented by Green to Checker Racing 360 Winged Sprint Car Series. Let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid and let's go from the back. Lance Christie out of position 21. Row 10 going to be Jeffrey Herrick and Cameron Grant. Row 9 going to be Josh Flood and Caleb Nickel. Row 8 will be Evan Harvey and Tyler Matheny. Anthony Woodhull and Alan Gates out of row number 7. Row 6, Devin Patterson and Dakota Dillon. Row 5, Nicholas Brooks and Mason Hannigan. Row 4, going to be Brody Sim and Daniel Thorson. Row 3, going to be Clayton Tilley and Wyatt Brown. And row 2, going to be Robert Satterfield, Brad O'Brien. And your front row for tonight's feature event for 30 laps, Devin Butts out of position 2 and Brandon Steele on pole. The final event of the season, Josh Flood, Tyler Matheny, Lance Christie. Those drivers did not grid, so 18 starters here in tonight's main event. It's time to get dirty for 30 for the final race of the season. The green flag flies and Brandon Steele will lead through the top side of turns 1 and 2, and we'll do the same down through turn number 3 and 4. Brad O'Brien working up on the inside. He'll work down low up on the inside concrete wall. Steele to the outside, and now Steele going to shut the door down into turn number 3. Josh Floyd coming back out of pit road, must have missed the start. Wyatt Brown in 3rd position now, just waiting for the cars, as Lance Christie going to make his way onto the circuit as well. In fact, Tyler Matheny, that is, and we are going to stay green for the moment. Satterfield coming right through the middle, and Satterfield, meanwhile, Brad O'Brien is the race leader down into turn number 3 and 4. Happened a couple of laps ago. Wyatt Brown working the outside in turns number 1 and 2. He's got that thing hauling up on the top side of the racetrack. Oh, O'Brien catches the inside wall. Oh, we got another car around on the inside wall as well. Yellow flag going to fly Daniel Thorson in the number 8 machine. Let's take a look here at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Let's see exactly how this all unfolded here at Lanier. Watch him catch the inside wall just there. Oh man, Alan Gates caught a piece of him as well. Yellow light's going to come on onto the speedway and happened right in front of the hauler camera angle just there. Just there is where he caught it, and there it is. It's probably another good shot of the angle right now as into turns 3 and 4. Just there. Boom. Alan Gates just catching a piece of that one. Come so close to missing that one. And we go back to the last recorded lap. That is in fact going to put Brad O'Brien back into the race lead. Pace truck is in and we are set for green flag action once again here at Lanier National Speedway for the season finale. O'Brien, good shot down into turn number 1 and 2. Satterfield, Wyatt Brown and Brandon Steele, they'll go side by side as here comes Mason Hannigan looking to the inside, and there was a yellow back out onto the racetrack. I believe that might have been Alan Gates in the 357 machine. Car is back on pit road, and speaking of cars on pit road, the racing.com pace truck is going to make its way off of pit road. So with the other laps not counting here tonight, every time there's a caution, it's going to freeze the lap counter. So the end of an iRacing season tomorrow, which means the next time we go live, well, our sponsorships, unless they get renewed, I think at this stage we're only going to have about 2 or 3. So if you do want to sponsor the page, feel free to message the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. Management behind the scenes can take care of any queries that you may have. Green flag is out, then Brad O'Brien with the single file restart. Satterfield and Wyatt Brown down low through 1 and 2. Brandon Steele working on the top side. Hannigan and Tilly, they'll race side by side. Hannigan working on the bottom side on the inside concrete wall. Top side might just be the place to be for the moment. Wyatt Brown continuing to trying to do his best on the low side. Brown in the number 2 machine. He's had a couple of podiums already. Is now Brandon Steele to the outside. Wyatt Brown, will he move up? Yes, he does eventually. Clayton Tilley into the wall. And off goes Mason Hannigan. Tilley into the wall again. Satterfield. Slider by Brandon Steele. He'll shut the door into turn number 3. Satterfield may have caught a piece of the inside wall there. Good battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th on screen right now. There is nothing in between the 3. You can literally throw a blanket over the pair. Brad O'Brien in that 77 machine looking to part at the moment. And looking the goods to get a feature in here, but still plenty of laps to go as the yellow flag is going to come out, and it is for Clayton Tilley, who goes around and upside down, I believe, as he is done for the night. He is on the virtual hook, and for a driver that started in position number 6 in tonight's main event, it is all done and dusted very, very quickly. Green flag back out onto the circuit here at Lanier National Speedway. We are closing in on half race distance right now. Brad O'Brien leading from Brandon Steele. Satterfield on the low side. Wyatt Brown on the top side. Devon Butts through the middle, battling it out with Mason Hannigan down into turn number 3 and 4. Steele. Oh, thought he might have got a little out of shape then, but Satterfield done well. Butts trying to come back through the middle of the racetrack, watching Wyatt Brown and Brandon Steele put on an absolute clinic here at the virtual Lanier National Speedway in this track right now. As yellow flag comes out just as we were going past the half race distance. Tell you what, this track is pretty slick at the moment. Just maybe trying to figure out that one, but as these drivers wait for the racing.com pace truck to come back out onto the speedway. Brad O'Brien at the moment, he's looking comfortable, and with 16 down, I'll make that 15 down. Looks like we're going back to the last recorded lap. 15 down, we are 15 remaining in the main event tonight. Can Brad O'Brien get his maiden feature win here in the Wings Only Racing 360 Sprint Car Series? Field is doubling up right now into rows of 2 by 2. Pace truck in, Brad O'Brien stands on the gas. We are back underway as Brandon Steele shutting the door into turn 1. He'll slide it up to the top side and he will lead down the back straightaway. 3 wide for the lead down into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, nearly 4 wide off turn 4. Have a look at the race lead battle that is going on. O'Brien up into the wall, upside down. Oh boy, oh boy. Man, if you don't like Lanier National Speedway, get up and walk away right now. This is brutal. And this track is racy. Josh Flood with some damage again. Poor old Brad O'Brien. He was looking good for what could have been a decent finish. These boys are not afraid to put on a clinic around this 3/8 of a mile racetrack. Lots to go out on the pace truck this time by Brown, Satterfield, Hannigan, Butts, and looking at that'll be Nicholas Brooks in the 24 machine. That's the top 5. Here we go, set for green flag off turn number 4 again. Hannigan giving a little bump there to Wyatt Brown, letting him know, let's go, it's your race to start. Satterfield went through the middle, Hannigan went upstairs, as did Wyatt Brown. And we didn't even get to complete half of that before the yellow flag has come back out onto the speedway. Jeffrey Herrick, Evan Harvey potentially, a couple of those drivers who were sitting back on pit road. 12 laps to run in tonight's main event. Lights out on the pace truck. 18 laps is completed. And Wyatt Brown looking for a 360 main event win here at Lanier. Devon butts upstairs into turns 3 and 4. Satterfield slides up and takes the line away from him. Hannigan now on the inside. They almost race 3 wide down into turn 1 and 2. As they come off turn 2, it's Butts around the outside, but the yellow is out. Meaning Butts is going to have to give that spot back to Robert Satterfield for position number 3. It's all starting to go pear-shaped here. And these final, what is now going to be final 10 laps of racing in the season finale. Just seen the 47 there on pit road trying to get a fast repair done. In fact, that is Devon Patterson who gets that fast repair completed as the lights go out on the pace truck, and looks like he'll be sent to the rear of the field. Now this is going to be interesting because Mason Hannigan now starts on the outside of the front row on this restart. And green flag is out, and a beautiful jump there by Mason Hannigan. Wyatt Brown staying low through 1 and 2. Here comes Hannigan, the little hurricane on the top side of the racetrack. Who's going to have it through turn number 3 and 4? Hannigan going to lead that lap officially. Brown back to second. Satterfield, and then you go back to Devon Butts and Nicholas Brooks rounding out the top 5. We watch right now the 2 of Devon, not Devon Butts, that's Wyatt Brown. Devon Butts into the wall, and he went nearly upside down into turn number 3 and 4. But Hannigan now, he is glued to the top shelf through 1 and 2. He'll do the same down through turns 3 and 4 once again. 7 laps to go in tonight's main event here for the Wings Only Racing 360 Sprint Car season finale. Hannigan ripping the lip right now all the way around this 3/8 of a mile racetrack. Brown and Satterfield putting on a good show for second and third. Fourth is Nicholas Brooks now, and Dakota Dillon. He's going to round out the top 5. 5 circuits to go for Mason Hannigan. What has Wyatt Brown got installed for the tank as we go yellow? Devon Butts crashing out of this one. So these final 4 laps is upon us. And we got a good stint there, about 5 or 6 laps in just then. And it was Mason Hannigan to take full advantage of a free ride on the top side. And what has got to be going through the mind of Mason Hannigan right now? So watch him just, he won't blink. There'll be eyes of steel right now. Looking at the back as lights are out on the pace truck. As the field looks like it's going to stay single file formation with the flood racing components. Speed Media number 4. Wyatt Brown, what has he got for Mason Hannigan? Green flag set to come off out of turn number 4. There it is, the green flag being displayed, and no surprise to see Hannigan and Wyatt Brown immediately jump straight upstairs, up on the outside of the inside of the concrete wall, up on the top side. 3 to run for Hannigan. Brown closing in. Brown makes the mistake. He runs the wall just a little bit, but here comes Satterfield trying to work it low, trying to dig it deep and sell it cheap. Hannigan looking for a feature win here to wrap up the season. He is just now 1.5 circuits away from making that a reality. Out of turn number 4, the white lights and the white flag is going to fly here at Lanier National Speedway. Wings Only Racing, presented by Green to Checker Racing. Your 360 Sprint Car season finale. It's going to be won by Mason Hannigan from Black Diamond Motorsports. Second is going to go to Wyatt Brown. Third is going to go to Robert Satterfield. Fireworks off to the right of the screen just there. Nicholas Brooks home in fourth. Jeffrey Herrick up 15 positions. Up there in 5th spot. Brandon Steele 6th. Brody Sims 7th. 8th. Devin Patterson 9th. Daniel Thorson. Tyler Matheny in 10th. Devin Butts. Cameron Grant. Caleb Nickel 13th. 14th is Brad O'Brien. Then we go back to Josh Flood, Dakota Dillon, Evan Harvey, Clayton Tilley. And then we look at Alan Gates, Anthony Woodhull, and Lance Christie. In fact, Lance Christie did not even grid, but man. Celebration there for Mason Hannigan as the fireworks, they are finished. And we are just going to wait the arrival of our top 3. We'll give them drivers a couple of minutes we'll give them about 30 to 60 seconds to get into the Discord. And once they are in, we'll have a quick chat with them. And then we'll be right back in just a few moments' time. As let's go down to Victory Lane. Right now, chat to the driver that gets the job done here in the season finale. It's Mason Hannigan. Well, Mason, congratulations on this win. Lanier, well, it proves another win for the Black Diamond team.
Yeah, it was car was really hooked up tonight, and I think I got myself started in a pretty bad position after qualifying there. Qualifying like I believe 13th, not the best I've done in qualifying before, but made up a little ground in the heat race and started 9th here in the A, and the car was just on rails there at the beginning, and I was falling short of yellow flags there, and I felt like I was running out of time. Then once I got up to the top, I was just I was trying to haul the mail up there, and it proved it was hooked up, and the top was quick all night. So it was a good race between me, Wyatt, Robert there, and Brandon there for a little while, and then once I got the lead, I was hoping I could just stay up front.
Well, how crucial are those restarts, especially on a track like this, to not only time the restarts if you're sitting in second or third, but they're a lot more important, especially when you're leading this field.
Yeah. Timing the starts are one of the biggest things, and I tried timing everyone as best as I could, and I really didn't feel like starting on the bottom anymore there with about halfway down, halfway to go. I really didn't want to start at the bottom anymore, and once I was able to get up to the top and get back to single file, I felt pretty good and felt like I could make up quite a bit.
Well, you come home first place tonight, and it's just been told, word coming through, that you, in the championship, you ended up finishing third. So congratulations on third place in the championship. Congratulations on the win here tonight, Mason. And before we let you go, of course, sponsor shouts, all that good stuff, buddy. Who makes it happen for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Black Diamond Motorsports, you for broadcasting it. You helping out with Black Diamond, of course, being on the front wing of my car too. FK Rodins, Sim Styles, do all my paints, and great paint company, and everyone else that helps out.
All right, there we go. Mason Hannigan there, home in first place. Home in second place tonight. This is a bittersweet one for him, but Wyatt Brown gets the job done in second spot. And Wyatt, well, that was a hell of a race. You were up the top 3 all night, and well, you find yourself with yet another podium.
Yeah, it was a fun night. God, I want to win one of those damn things. We were so close. We've been close a lot of times this season. At least we're the champion. That's all that matters.
Yeah, well, look, it's all about consistency here, especially in a long season. That's exactly what you've done in both 360s and 14s. You've been very consistent, and that's for, you pick up the championship. You do it, albeit without a win, but at the end of the day, you get to call yourself a champion here in the wings only racing. Nobody else does.
Yeah, I got to thank Green to Checkered Racing, Ed Brown Trucking, Nick's iRacing Photos, Flood Racing Components, More Landscape, Miss Web Designs, Old Man Graphics, and UDTV.
Buddy, congratulations on second place here tonight, and congratulations on picking up the season championship.
Thank you, Brett.
All right, there we go. Wyatt Brown there, home in second place tonight, and unfortunately we don't have Robert Satterfield, so we are going to wrap this one up here. And of course, a big thanks to, of course, the guys at Wings Only Racing, and of course, presented by Green to Checker Racing, Jeffrey Herrick, Josh Flood, all the admin team behind the scenes that made all this possible. We've thoroughly enjoyed this season, and hopefully they get to run another one, and hopefully we get to be back on the call. Regardless, hopefully it's on Ultimate Dirt TV. A big thanks to, of course, World of Thunder, Wicked Cushion, World of Thunder iRacing League, DirtFan.com, iRace Wraps, ISBC Broadcasting, and Critical Hit Paints. On behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, it's finally time to say good night. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, good night and be safe.